What's up, Seawolves? This is Dr. Rick McClendon, Dean of Students at Stony Brook University. Welcome to the very first episode of What's the Tea right here in the game room at Club Hub. Today's guest is Scott Mackenzie, who's joining us. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you. My pleasure to be here.
Scott's a non-traditional student here at Stony Brook, and so we're going to dive deep into who Scott is, what Scott's life about, and get the tea on Scott. So Scott, first of all, foremost, for those that aren't familiar with what a non-traditional student is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I came into Stony Brook a little late in life. I would call myself an adult learner. I am married with a child. So I guess I would consider myself as a non-traditional student as having to balance both school and home life and work and mowing the lawn and taking out the garbage and all that stuff that being an adult requires.
All the things that are adulting, for sure. Good. So tell us about, how did you come to find Stony Brook as your home?
Yeah. Well, about 4 or 5 years ago, I had just gotten divorced, and I was living in the city, working at a job I didn't like, and my girlfriend at the time, who I was not with while I was married.
Good man.
Thank you. Suggested that I check out Stony Brook because I had tried looking at other programs in the city, and the fit just didn't feel right. So she suggested I look at Stony Brook. I actually was attracted to the English department, so I looked at the classes they offered, and then I saw, I want to take that class, I want to take that class, I want to take that class, and that was it. I applied.
Wow.
And my credits from classes I took back in the 90s transferred, so I was able to transfer in as a transfer student, and that's how I came to do undergrad. And I finished my English degree, and then I developed the courage to work on the novel that I had been working on for, 10 years, and decided to pursue an MFA in creative writing. I applied, and I liked Stony Brook so much that I applied to the program at Southampton and got in, and now I'm in the process of pursuing my MFA in creative writing.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
And just think, it all started because someone said, hey, someone that you knew intimately said, hey, check out Stony Brook.
Yeah.
And from there you just fell in love.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're a writer.
Yes.
So give us a little sneak peek about what you're writing about.
I am working on a fantasy novel that is, the main character is is older, kind of a screw up, and he's I guess considered a reluctant hero, and so maybe similar to myself, we always kind of write ourselves into stories in a way. Rediscovers himself or reinvents himself, and then saves the day.
Okay. All right.
There's a small tidbit. I don't want to give it away because I want people to buy it.
Okay. We like that. We like that. So you mentioned you're a parent. How do you do it? How do you juggle working, being a parent, going to school?
Yeah, that's a great question. It takes a calendar, a shared calendar between me and my wife. Honestly, my family comes first, and school and work come second. So there's a lot of negotiating with my wife. So if I want to take on a new project, or even before I choose classes, we sit down and we plot it all out. So gone are the days when I could just do what I want when I wanted with little to no consequence. So it takes a lot of planning, and even the courses I take or the jobs I might choose here on campus all revolve around how is this going to be best for my family. For me too. I mean, I'm here because I want to be, and for myself. and it's also for what's going to be best for my family.
Gotcha. And your story is about starting over and finding yourself and a path that fits your needs for your future. What advice would you give someone who's thinking about starting over or who consider themselves to be a non-traditional adult learner?
Right. It's never too late to start over. That was one thing I learned in my first semester in ADV 101. Take that class. The brain never stops learning. It's always pliable. You can still learn as long as you maintain that growth mindset.
Yes.
You can do the things you want to do. And I would also suggest find your people. In the creative writing department, I feel like I found my people. And the department here on campus, I actually teach a creative writing class for the undergrads. And I love running into my fellow grad students who also teach. And we just sit and talk about writing, or I can talk to the director of the undergrad program or some of the other professors. And so finding that, I guess you could say, community, I like to call it my people.
Yeah.
That a place I want to go, people I want to see, and then it helps, for me as personal growth. And, we all want to belong somewhere.
Definitely. At Stony Brook, finding a sense of belonging is so important because not only do you find community, but you find ways to celebrate, your differences and things that you share as a community. You find a way to be successful in your programs. Like you said, you're able to connect with faculty and your colleagues in the writing department, which gives you that energy to kind of keep moving forward,
Yeah, because earlier, I thought I would just drive on campus, take my classes, go home. Come in, get my degree, and go home.
Yeah.
And that wasn't fulfilling. I wanted more out of, I wanted to do well. I wanted to succeed academically, but I also wanted to grow as a person. And I actually wanted to come away a better human, rounded human than so to be able to, find that community, find that place of growth, help the overall education as a person, I think.
Awesome. So when Scott is not in the classroom, when he's not working for student engagement activities, when he's not taking care of his beautiful child, when he's not engaged with, his partner, how does Scott kind of let his hair down?
Well, honestly, I'm the guy who likes mowing the lawn. I like digging in the garden. There's something therapeutic about it. I like getting my hands dirty. I like chopping wood and bringing it into the fireplace. Just finding those moments and anybody who has a child is going to know that those are few and far between. But those moments to not disengage, but just take that moment of peace.
I call that me time.
Me time, yeah, that's good. Yes, so my me time is with the lawnmower.
Good. I'm quite sure everybody appreciates walking by and seeing a nice groomed lawn and the flowers in bloom, especially in the springtime.
Yeah, it's something rewarding about seeing something I've put my work into, then develop into something, grow into something. Okay. So that's nice. Okay. And nice walks in the woods are good too. Yeah, sometimes it's not so bad parking in South P where you can walk through the woods out to there. That's nice.
Yeah, I think I'd get lost. Yeah, that's not always a good plan. Yep. But if you're a good navigator or Boy Scout, you'll be good to go. Good to go. Well, thank you, Scott, for sharing a little bit about yourself with our fellow Seawolves. Yeah. Guys, we're here in the Union, the Club Hub Game Room. If you haven't been down here yet, come check it out. It's open most days from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And to you, Scott, let's cheers. And that's What's the Tea with Dee and Rick.